Previously on Does Someone Have to Go? We travel to St. Louis, Missouri, where True Home Value, a home improvement company, found itself suffering from dysfunction in the workplace.
You have got to get this thing turned around.
They can find another you that shows up.
I can just smell alcohol.
Unable to solve the problems himself, owner Larry Smith decided to hand over the power to make personnel changes to his employees.
All of you are going to become the boss, and you may have to make the toughest decision of all. Does someone have to go?
In order to help identify the problems, shocking truths were revealed.
Mark is not flexible. It's either his way or no way.
Matt is very quick to point the finger.
Sharon is an alcoholic.
But uncovering salaries would reveal that while some people are underpaid,
Way too low.
others like Matt H. and Mark are overpaid given their job performance.
It's disgusting.
This should help you when you're asked to cast your vote for 3 problem employees, any one of which could be terminated. I'm not going to take that, and I'm not going to listen to that, because you might have been in grade school when I started working here.
When it comes to how he talks to his employees, it's belittling.
Mark is responsible for the amount of leads that go out.
Matt H., he's taking absolutely no ownership over his faults.
I just want you to not be in denial about things.
I'm not in denial.
Reality's gonna set in, and she's gonna realize, I really do have a problem.
Ultimately, Matt H., Sharon, and Mark were identified as the 3 biggest problems in the company.
I don't have a problem, and whatever they're perceiving to be a problem, no.
Each must now fight for their jobs if they want to remain at True Home Value. And later, the boss returns to hear the verdicts.
Listen.
How you gonna tell me to listen?
You won't let anybody talk.
Because I'm not finished with my statement.
No. Wait.
Please don't touch me.
There's laws against the way he treats me.
You're lazy.
You don't know what the hell I do. These are grown-ass people. We're treating them like kids.
I don't understand your point.
If I was the boss, I would probably demote Paige.
The first thing I would do, fire Brian for good.
For the next 48 hours, we are going to leave the company in your hands.
All of you are going to become the boss of this company.
What?
This is serious shit.
Make them proud. Let's go.
Sharon is an alcoholic.
Oh! What you're about to see is everyone's annual salary.
It's disgusting.
We're all doomed.
You'll be selecting 3 people to potentially terminate.
Whoa!
I gotta throw up.
It is the right thing to do.
This isn't a game show, taking somebody and putting them on an island.
This is real life.
Is there a way to lessen a pay?
$20,000 pay decrease.
I can't take money from somebody else.
My heart is here. I work my ass off. I bleed for this company.
Does someone have to go?
Fucking bullshit. You're upset. We were upset too.
You have been terminated from your position.
The employees at True Home Value have cast their votes.
I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Matt H., Sharon, and their director of marketing, Mark, have been selected as the bottom 3 employees. Each are now up for possible termination from the company.
It's hurtful that people voted for me to be in the bottom 3 based on things that weren't true. It disappoints me.
There's definitely a possibility that I could be fired. I would hope that they would give me the opportunity to fix it rather than making a snap decision over a few weeks' worth of bad performance.
Breathing? You sure? I don't hear you.
It was very hard.
Hey, Sue. I was curious about is obviously Larry stated they're all going to get a chance to talk to us. I'm kind of curious to see how Sharon opens up to the group. I hope she does. Frankly, if I don't hear from Sharon that she owns her issue and is willing to work towards working past it, I can't keep her. Hopefully the denial isn't there, and
That's her major problem, is that.
and that's why I hope that she can deal with it.
I don't think she has ever admitted that she has a drinking problem.
She knows now that the whole company knows, and That's a lot to face. When people get confronted with something that you're not expecting, that's when it really hits you.
This didn't need to turn into a personal thing.
Right.
This is a company thing.
We need to figure out what you're gonna say.
I'm not exactly sure what it is that they want to hear from me.
Right.
I'm really afraid for Sharon because these pleas are very important. And if she is an alcoholic, I think that's a really big thing to admit.
I can't put the thoughts together in my head. I'm not a speech person.
Right. I don't want to see her get fired, but it's up to her.
I don't know what I'm gonna say, and you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Right.
With Matt, what I need to hear from him is that he's going to take the emphasis off the company and take responsibility for it.
That's the biggest thing, is responsibility.
If anybody out of this whole process could be fired, it would have to be Matt.
You get rid of the excuses and point the finger elsewhere and just point it right back at yourself. If there's no ownership of that issue, how do we believe that we're ever going to fix anything? If I could hear, it's my fault, it's my accountability, I've got to fix some things, I'll get it taken care of, that would go a long way. And apparently in the conversation you guys had, but, I mean, it just...
It's like smashing your head into a brick wall. So.
You know, the funny thing, as we're sitting there talking, you know...
He's directly behind you.
Yeah, and it's like, why are you...
Is he directly behind you?
Yeah.
I think that Alex is a little bit fake. They just act like everything's hunky-dory and we're friends. They'd say one thing to your face and then do something completely different behind your back.
You know, this is just an opportunity for you to step up a little harder and...
Reality check?
Yeah. Mark's in the bottom three because people don't think that he's approachable and that sometimes he's kind of a dick. Everybody knows where everybody's coming from now, and you can either deny it or embrace it a bit and move forward with it.
Yeah, man.
And maybe your attitude in general to be approachable and,
One person out of...
said that you were not.
That I wasn't approachable, and I thought, wow, where'd that come from?
It's hard for Mark to accept the fact that he has problems.
As far as lobbying, you know, I think everybody already knows what I'm all about. Whether or not they have any idea of what goes on in a day in my life, yeah, of course they have no idea. Oh yeah, I'm ready to fight for my job. I'm thinking somebody may be going home today, but it's not gonna be me. See you guys in a little bit.
Later. He's just so not getting it that we could fire you.
I think the most difficult part for Sharon is first admitting that she has a problem.
I feel real bad about Sharon. She's been through so much, her mother dying and things like that. I want to give her a big hug.
As long as she's willing to not do it here, I think I would be fine with that.
If she can come in and still do the job she was doing and do it just as good or better, why do we have the right to fire her?
You're not at your full potential, your full working potential, coming in hungover from the night before.
I wrote down one thing on this pad, and it's for Matt Hard. Matt H. was probably the easiest person to vote for. He wants to be a lawyer, and I think if he's not committed to this, then maybe it would be better if he went away. You know what's funny? And basically he said, there's things I need to improve on. It seems like he's taking more responsibility. And then I quote, the bad part of this whole thing is the timing.
Timing?
I'm not gonna lie, it pisses me off when people talk about me behind my back. The only way to improve the situation is to go in here and we'll talk about it.
It's as if it's like a slow season for him. So he says, I'm taking responsibility. And what do you think of that, Matt?
Are you gonna say, this is not my fault?
No.
Because that's all we've gotten.
Well, if I'm the highest percentage of a poor division,
Right.
Isn't it the manager of that division's responsibility?
He's up there, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
You're
But,
taking
I
this
mean,
the wrong way, dude. You gotta own it and take responsibility for it, and then people will listen to you. You're not owning anything.
How am I not owning it?
Because you say, I take full responsibility for this, but let me give you an excuse right afterwards. That's why.
I felt like I was taking responsibility, but
Matt, again, whenever you use the word but, following, I take responsibility, but, Everything you just said prior to that is complete BS.
That really hit home. I didn't realize what I was doing that made people think that I wasn't taking ownership in my faults. That's a big problem. You know, it's hard to hear. I know that I'm not doing a good job right now. I know that.
Well, that's the first time I think I heard that.
You know, one of the things that I was showing Matt, their department alone was doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know, we're not even focusing on my department at all. For me, it's a simple solution. Given the opportunity, I'll be able to get that thing righted.
Mark doesn't take responsibility for, you know, being in the bottom three. He needs to realize where the weaknesses are and then man up and start turning those weaknesses around.
You know, there's people around this joint that they're afraid to come talk to you.
I know that.
I was wondering if there's legitimacy to people's strong feelings about whether you're overdoing it or not.
I have no idea where they're basing their information on.
Are you?
What?
Overdoing
No.
it?
See, I don't drink at work.
Well, you know, we've all been talking about it, you know.
Majority of it's a lie anyway, see?
I do feel like Sharon has personal demons that she has to come to grips with. I think Sharon's in denial if she doesn't see the bigger picture with regards to why people put her in the bottom three.
I drink, not at work. I don't come into work every day drunk.
The bottom three write their appeals. After hearing them, the group must decide what's best for the company. Does someone need probation? Does another need a pay cut? And the toughest question of all, does someone have to go?
I don't know that I have a strategy for diverting the target from me. Mark, you know, can sometimes be a very terrible boss. That has a significant impact on my department. But if I'm in the bottom three, it's because of me. It's because of stuff that I'm doing. You know, I have things that I need to fix.
I want this company to succeed, whether I'm here or not. But I do know sitting here crying about it isn't gonna make it any better. So I'm not trying to focus on what it is I'm gonna say. I'm focusing in my heart that whatever happens is gonna be a good thing.
I'm not afraid of anything. I'm a forward thinker. You know, I expect good things to happen to me. When I go into this meeting, I'm going to remind everybody why I am where I am. Undoubtedly, I'm going to be able to convince that jury they'd be making the right decision to keep me on.
The time has come for the bottom three employees to plead their case to the group. Matt is the first to appeal. Will he be able to convince the group that he can generate more sales leads, as well as assume responsibility for his actions?
It's never fun or easy to be told that your department is not doing a good job. It's even harder to accept that fault lies squarely on your own shoulders. My department has not been issuing the leads that it should for quite some time now, and that is my fault, and the company suffers. As the head of the department, it's my responsibility to make sure that the department is properly staffed at all times during the year, which we have not been for quite some time now. All of this is my fault.
This is actually one of the first times I've ever heard him take responsibility. I really do want to believe Matt, but Matt might just be saying these things to keep his job.
I promise to change my attitude in a way that people will feel comfortable with coming to me about any issues they might be having with me personally or with my department. I would never want someone to feel that I'm unapproachable or unwilling to listen to their input. For those of you that I've given this impression, I sincerely apologize.
He took blame for everything that he did, and that takes a lot of courage and a lot of guts.
Even when I do pass the bar exam, because I do like working here, I do not have any plans whatsoever to move on to a lawyer position.
You're not going to pursue a career with your law degree?
That is a possibility at some point. Why should somebody that has that degree, that's invested that amount of money, leave that opportunity off the table? I'm not saying that I'm going anywhere.
How do I know how sincere that is?
All I ask, guys, is for an opportunity to show you that I'm serious about this. I can promise you that if you do give me this opportunity, you will not be disappointed.
With Matt and his law degree and the bar, nah, I'm not 100% convinced that he's not gonna leave this company once he passes that.
I have listened to what they've said. I have taken responsibility for the problems that have been addressed. I did the best that I could.
While Matt has done his best to convince his colleagues he's willing to change, Mark needs to prove he can still effectively lead and that he has the ability to listen to his team.
Hi, everybody.
How you doing, Mark?
Hey, thanks for having me back to appeal with regards to my position with the company. I appreciate that opportunity. I want to tell you that I'm disappointed in being in the bottom 3, but I'm not disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in myself.
It definitely looks like Mark is going to address the issues and accept responsibility for things he's doing wrong. He's being, sincere.
I couldn't stand losing. Second place was never an option for me. That sounds like something I might have said, but it wasn't me who said that. It was the greatest baseball player of all time, Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb was the greatest batter of all time, and in 1922, Ty Cobb bat 401. Subsequently, the following year, Ty Cobb batted 340. Did Ty Cobb get released from his team? I don't think so.
I'm a huge baseball fan, and I have no idea what Mark is talking about.
And as it turns out, he had a storied career. He wound up being with the Tigers for 22 years.
I don't care about a baseball player that's been dead for longer than I've been alive, but I know what you do to me on a daily basis.
And set 90 Major League Baseball records. I've set some records here at True Home Value.
Okay, well, are you gonna tell us about why you're here, dude? Like, for real?
You've got 2 options. When you think about making a decision about me, will True Home Value be better because Mark Zellinger is involved with the corporation, or will it be worse? You have an important decision to make with regards to my future and yours. I appreciate your consideration and look forward to working with you guys for many years to come.
Why aren't you taking this more seriously? Half of his appeal was, I'm the boss and I'm not gonna get fired.
As far as managing Matt to make sure that he's doing his job properly, how come that hasn't been done?
I think the statement you're making is a blanket statement. So there's probably a lot of things about what I have to do that you may or may not understand. But I understand your concern and I appreciate it. Who else? Also, what you're not taking into consideration because you don't do my job is that, I've got a call center, I've got a neighborhood marketing department, I've got a confirmation department, I have a recruiting department, and that's not the only problem that we have here.
I think she has a problem with the way you answered it.
That was kind of like shooting me down a little bit.
I appreciate that. Who else has got something they like to talk about?
He just don't care what we have to say. He's more worried about what he has to say than what we have to say.
Kind of judging on her body language, I think she thinks you're being a little bit defensive when she asks you a question.
You have to understand that for me, I'm being judged by people that don't have a full grasp of reality of what it is we do in our department. Let's make sure that when we put our questions together, they're based in some kind of factual stimulus.
You're recreating the situation that you're up here for.
Can't think of an intelligent way to put it, so I need to calm down for a second.
You're making this girl cry because she's so frustrated she can't talk to you. We've got a big issue.
I think Crystal, it's a little bit difficult for her to approach it because you're, even when I was trying to talk, you kind of cut me off.
I can't change how you feel about that, but I can sleep at night knowing what's really going on there.
If Mark doesn't stop talking, I'm going to slap him in the face, and that's when he's going to listen.
If you think I'm beneficial to the company, make that decision. If you think that I'm better off somewhere else, I'd be interested in hearing about that. Thanks for listening to me today. I appreciate it. I felt like I did probably an okay job with my plea. I was a little more nervous than I thought I was going to be, but I will retain my position as director of marketing.
You all right, Crystal?
Look what he does to me. You cannot talk to him without feeling this fucking little.
I didn't even vote for Mark, but maybe Mark does have management issues. Maybe Mark should actually be fired.
Last to appeal, Sharon will need to prove she can change. Her coworkers believe she has a drinking problem, and they need to know she can admit to it.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
First of all, I hate that I've put myself here. And I hate that I've put all of you guys here. I speak from the heart. I didn't write a speech. I know that in the last year and a half, 2 years, I have changed and become somebody that I don't like. I've allowed myself to be depressed here with all the changes and get myself angry. And unfortunately, the two of them made me be somebody that I'm not and that you don't deserve. And I'm sorry for that. I know that I can't continue personally, let alone professionally, feeling this angry and depressed inside. And no matter what decision, all I want is for everybody to be happy and successful.
Sharon, through this whole process, I've heard from almost everybody that all you care about is us. After all, you are Mama Sharon. But, we cannot continue to keep moving forward on the same path that we're on right now. I've had a few instances where, some of our reps in the building have mentioned that there was some hint of alcohol in the breath and things like that.
My problem is not alcohol. Do I drink? Yes, I'm free and 21. I do not come to work drunk. If you want to accuse me of what you want to accuse me of, that's fine. I can't change your opinions of what you think you know about me.
It was hard for me to see Sharon give her plea. I felt like it was from the heart, but she's still not wanting to admit she has an addiction problem. You can't deny the smell.
We've smelled alcohol.
I don't know. I do not drink at work. I don't do it.
The denial started coming out big time. You're either gonna clean up your act or we can't have you around.
Sharon, the day that you were drunk in the office and you had to be walked to your truck was very disruptive.
Absolutely no truth. None whatsoever.
I was speaking to my production manager on one instance about a customer's project, and you barged in. You were belligerent, you went nuts on him.
That had absolutely nothing to do with alcohol.
I could smell the alcohol. It was so strong that I couldn't deny what I was smelling.
Sometimes when I perceive that that's what's going on, frankly, I'm worried about you driving home. You don't want to see you hurt yourself.
I don't come in every morning shit-faced. I don't do it. It really angers me to hear these stories.
I love you to pieces. I've always said that, and I still do. I love you so much, and it breaks my heart. I just want you to admit it to yourself, damn it, Sharon. I'm not hearing what I want to hear, and it's already gone on long enough. I'm worried if it goes on any longer, it's gonna be a life or death matter.
I worry about you all the time.
I'm scared. I'm scared that you might not be around, that you might not live through this.
I need you back. I want you back.
And I love you to death. The only thing that I can say is I'm going to try to change. Thank you. This used to be my sanctuary. This used to be the place I could go to and feel happy. It's not the same. I'm just tired of not being able to come in here and feel satisfied.
Now that the bottom three have made their pleas, it's up to the group to decide their fate.
All right, you guys, we need to talk about Matt.
He's changed already.
I don't know if I agree with that.
In worst case scenario, he does pass the bar and decides to leave. Do you really think he's the type of guy that's gonna just leave everything in a lurch?
I think he might. The pros of keeping him around, maybe he can turn this whole thing where it's going in the right direction. The cons, he just milks a paycheck until he gets his law degree.
I think Mark just literally demonstrated the issue that Crystal has with him.
He stood up there with a smile on his face, had a chuckle in his voice. His job's on the line. I don't think he's taking it seriously.
No one will invest as much time, effort, and caring as he will.
I want him to treat his employees better. Poor Crystal couldn't even have a conversation with him. He cut her off. That's what it's like on a regular basis.
Let's talk about Sharon.
She's not denying she's an alcoholic. She's denying she drinks.
We need her here.
How do you help someone? I mean, the real
Can't
question is
help
how do you help
somebody who's not willing to help themselves.
I'm really afraid for Sharon. If she's not willing to admit it to herself, I mean, we're not going to get anywhere.
Matt, keep him or let him go.
Then make him a canvasser.
You think he's gonna stay if we demote him to a canvasser?
If he's not the right guy, you got to get him out of the way.
As far as Mark, can this company live without him?
No. He can be replaced, just like each and every one of you guys.
He's up there for a fucking reason.
Sharon,
You let her go, I can't see anybody coming back from that.
I understand, Matt, but this isn't personal. This
no,
is
it's
a
not
business
personal,
decision.
Matt. It's business.
That's a tough decision.
Who thinks that she's gonna have to go?
The time is up for the employees to reach their decision, and the boss has returned. Larry has no idea who they've placed in the bottom three. How will he react to the choices they've made?
It's been a tough 48 hours for me, just sitting going, wow, what's going on at my company, or what used to be my company.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Well, I noticed we've got a few people missing here.
Yep, 3.
I know you've all worked really hard, and I just wanted to let you know that I really appreciate it. Let's see what you've come up with. And as I said, I will respect your decision. So let's bring them in.
This is, without a doubt, the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever gone through. If I walk in there and everything goes wrong, I mean, I could very easily lose my job.
Matt, we have some concerns with you really not taking ownership of your problems. We've had a chance to take a look at your sincerity and see, do we trust what he's saying is going to be what he's going to follow through with?
As I'm standing here looking at Mr. Smith, looking at my coworkers that have my fate in their hands, it's becoming apparent that this could be the last time that I ever work for the company.
Matt, there's a high level of concern if the $52,000 a year salary is worth giving to you.
Matt H is being overvalued, and the bottom line is that everybody thinks he's underperforming.
I haven't been here for the last 2 days, but I heard the rumor that you tell people, I'm just hanging out here until I pass the bar. And, you know, in a management position, that's just a terrible, terrible attitude to have.
I want to stay here. I don't have any opportunities. I don't have any of that stuff. I haven't even been looking for those things.
How is it that Matt is making that kind of money and he's gonna be here for 3 weeks, a month, and leave?
I know that I'm not doing a good job right now, but I've made a lot of positive changes in my life, and I hope that you guys at least see that there's been some positive change in my department since I've been here.
Well, Matt, we've had a chance to ask ourselves, is Matt being sincere with his answers?
My knees are shaky. I think there's a possible chance that I'm gonna fall over.
Are you the right man for the job?
Feels so bad for Matt. His legs are wobbling up there, and he's having problems standing still.
And the answer from us is yeah, Matt, we do believe you're being sincere.
I let out the biggest sigh of relief that I've ever let out in my life. I was worried I was gonna pass out.
We're gonna give you 90 days probation. In that time, if your department doesn't turn around, there will be termination.
If he doesn't go out and recruit more people, he's gonna lose his job.
Do you accept these terms?
I do accept these terms.
I'd love to see what you can take from this experience, really see how far you can go with it, because I think you have the right drive and motivation to do that.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you.
Congratulations, Matt. We decided to give Matt H a 90-day probation. I don't know if that was the right choice or not, but we'll see.
I don't see it as a negative thing. I have issues that I need to work on. It's gonna be a 90-day Madman Blitz. They're gonna see what I'm all about.
Is this a place I want to be in front of the CEO in the bottom three? What an embarrassing place that is to be.
Mark, I'm not totally surprised to see you up here.
I was a little surprised myself, but not completely, Larry.
You know my dissatisfaction with your position.
The fact that Larry was not surprised to see Mark in the bottom 3 does validate the decision that we came to.
Whenever an issue comes up and I'm on you about it, the response I get too often is, I know what I'm doing. For me, that's not a good answer.
You know, Larry,
that's a very bad answer.
Holy cow. For the first time, I'm nervous. I don't think this is a slam dunk. I always appreciate input from you. And I respect your input always.
I've never seen Mark nervous before. Mark's always in control.
The bosses are going to speak.
Great. I'm concerned that I may lose my job.
Let's see what everybody has to say.
Let's just get it out. Let's go.
The bosses are going to speak. Let's see what everybody has to say.
So I'm humbled, I'm embarrassed, I'm standing in front of all the bosses, and I really don't know how this is going to go.
Mark, what's in question here is your leadership and your people skills with your employees. To be honest with you, they're lacking, and they've become hurtful and dishonest with the company. They feel as if you don't take them seriously.
That would be a bad thing as a manager to have someone else feel that way about you.
You know, the bottom line is the buck stops with you, and it seems like we're on a downhill slope, and you know, the appointments are not being produced.
I'm getting attacked, and I'm wondering, hey, how did I get here?
The only thing that I never thought that I could actually bring up to you on a personal side, we all agree that you're kind of a dick.
Wow. Those are some pretty strong words.
So we had to arrive at a decision. Would True Home Value be a better place and a better company without you?
This job means everything to me. I'd better not get fired.
And our answer? Was no, Mark. This place would not be better without you. We decided to let you stay.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank
all
of you.
Under these terms.
Okay.
You must work with an executive coach to better your management style. True Home Value will pay 50% of this cost, and you will pay the other 50% of the cost.
Seems reasonable. It's an investment in myself.
And once a month, we will hold an employee open forum luncheon. You will not run the meeting, you will only listen.
You know, I'm a big proponent of...
Straight up, you need to do a little bit more listening than talking.
I appreciate all of your input, and I accept your terms.
You're buying the first lunch.
Obviously, there's some things that I need to work on.
We're here to help you, too.
Mark, thank you.
I felt like I was a rag that had just gone through a ringer. What I learned about myself is to make sure I'm giving others the proper respect that I would want for myself. And I expect to grow from it.
Sharon's about to come in. This is gonna be the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and I can't believe I'm gonna be the one to give her the news.
Obviously, this is the point we've been waiting for. Walking into my peers and my boss. It's now go time, it's real.
Sharon, and I think you know this already, but you know, we cannot continue moving forward on the same path that we're on right now. You know, professionality and with everything that we're trying to do as an organization. This has definitely been one of the hardest things that I've ever had to do.
Go ahead, Jeff, it's all right. They're going to fire me, and I just want it to be over.
So Sharon, Really, our ultimate decision is we're gonna have to terminate you immediately. Unless you seek professional help. The only way the company is gonna get better and you're gonna get better is if you get healthy, and then your position will be here when you come back.
When I'm looking at Sharon, I'm thinking that she's still in denial. I'm extremely worried whether or not she's gonna accept this or not. I can only hope she will.
If I may just add, Sharon, during this time, your financial needs will be met. I, too, want you back to where you were.
I don't know exactly what professional help I'm supposed to go seek.
Sharon, we want you to get healthy. And if you do accept that, your job will be here for you. I don't feel excited at all about having to terminate somebody, but if I'm reading Sharon right, she is not gonna say yes. The company loves you, Sharon. Do you accept these terms? Sharon, we want you to go seek professional help, get healthy, and we want you to come back.
I'm not exactly sure what that means you're asking me to do.
Find the Sharon that we remember, the person I first met when I came here.
The person I aspire to be. If Sharon doesn't accept our terms, she's at risk at losing her job, and I hope she realizes the toll that it's going to take on us if we do lose her.
The company will take care of this time for you, okay? Do you accept those terms for us?
Like I said, you're like a role model to me, and I'm at the stage now where I want to be surrounded by nothing but positive role models, positive leaders. I want you back that I had when I was hired on. And I just hope you know how much we really do care about you. I love you so much, and I just don't like this. I'm so mad at you for even having to be in this situation because you should not be here.
I love all these guys. I think they care about me, I do. I'm always the strong one. I'm always the motherly one. I never had time for me.
If you care about us, you're gonna help yourself to get better.
Okay. I love this company. It's time to change back to who I was. So maybe talking to a person's gonna help me heal my heart.
You can do it. You can do it. We don't want to cry no more for you either. I think Sharon can fix anything that's wrong with her. She's strong enough if she wants to do it.
You know, for your coworkers to go through this for you is just so strong, so caring, and we want you back.
I'm extremely proud of Sharon for the decision she made. Very proud of her.
Come here.
My coworkers have given me the opportunity to put my life together, to get my head in the right place, to find happiness, and come back and lead this place and my life and my family to success. Thanks, guys. I love you.
Well, bosses, I congratulate you on a job well done. Looks like you got to the root of the problems, and I think you're going to get the results you're looking for.
These past 2 days have been an absolute roller coaster. I learned that some people do have leadership qualities inside of them, and just give them the opportunity and they can do a lot with them.
We got a great company here. We got great people. So I thank you and truly, truly appreciate from the bottom of my heart everything that you've done over the last 48 hours.
I've learned how it is to be a boss. It's a tough load to handle. I feel like we've changed both the company and individual lives. I'm very glad the company went through this.
Thank you, bosses.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, this is Stephanie with True Home Value. How are you?
We have all different styles and types to choose from.
That's two, right?
A great improvement in us all working together as a team has happened as a result of this process.
It looks like we might break 200K today.
Fantastic. We've eliminated a tremendous amount of dysfunction in the company, and the work environment here is just so much better as a result of this.
Matty G, what's up?
Oh, nothing. Just had a couple quick suggestions in regards to the social media.
Matt G was concerned that he didn't have a full day's worth of work. So after the process, he came to me about taking over our social media and doing different postings and blogging for us, and it's been working out great.
Everything should be in there for you, so let me know if you need anything else.
Alrighty, thank you, sir. I did get a pay raise. I feel more valued with the people I work with. I feel like they respect me a whole lot more.
I just wanted to stop in, let you know you're doing a great job, and things are picking up.
After the process, I was determined not to miss any work. This has actually made me realize how important my job is to me and how important I am to the company.
Royal pain in the ass. I guess you don't get paid for that, right?
Stephanie, that bitch, she's still the same.
One of the assessments that we give has to do with looking at somebody's self-awareness. For you, you're not really strong at knowing what you're good at and what you're not good at. Mark has created such an inflated sense of self that Mark thinks he's good at everything.
Is it because I think I'm good at everything?
Yes.
Okay. One of the things that I've learned is to listen to what the person has to say to me instead of thinking about what I'm going to say next.
Right. I have a sense that Mark is really committed to the process, but it is hard to change when this is your situation and your condition.
How they treating you out there?
Good, man. We're turning up the 2 new guys right now.
That's awesome.
Mark has been engaging with employees a little bit more, taking a little more responsibility for his actions, so I think Mark's definitely headed in the right direction.
After the process, I anticipated a uptick from Matt H and was disappointed when he came to me and resigned.
He passed his bar exam, so he got a job offer and he was up and out. I knew that was gonna happen.
I actually went to work for a competitor as the marketing director, so I got a promotion. I got a raise. I want to stay here.
Everybody should have known. I mean, the dude was trying to be a lawyer. If the guy can sucker people that good, I mean, he could probably get anybody off for doing anything, so we'll see what happens with him.
It's gonna be a 90-day Madman Blitz.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, guys. Good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome back.
With the decision that the team made, I've been seeing a counselor ever since I left.
Mama's back.
And it helped open my eyes.
Thank you for holding the fort down for me. And thank you, my mom, Sharon.
I'm very close with Sharon, so I'm happy to see her healthy. As long as she sticks to her guns and keeps doing good, I'm proud of her.
It's gonna take a little bit of time, but
We got this.
we too got this.
The numbers that we're getting into the call center are fantastic. I could just feel the electricity through the whole company.
Yeah, it's working.
Our sales are starting to trend up. Thanks, man. We've got everybody going the right direction. So there's no doubt in my mind that the sky's the limit for us.